Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to the beautiful world of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, the 3 harsh run, and here we are on Dragon Roost Island. What I'm actually going to do is, off screen, I remembered why I actually do need the bait bag, and that is because not only can you carry bait in it, but you can also carry the Hoi pairs. Yeah, I'm going to buy something off Beetle, and actually... these are actually quite... I'm pretty sure like you actually need at least one of these to finish the game, because isn't it like... yeah, sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure you need at least one of these to finish the game, because you need... don't you need it at like Needle Point Rock or Bird's Peak Rock or one of those ones? You need it at to get like one of the Triforce charts. Even though I've heard in this game... one of the other things you can do here is just go around here and collect rupees in this pond. I'll always remember that. But like, can't you like as well? Can't you already get that up there without having to wait for the bow and arrow? Sorry, I'm still like having to get used to this. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to get used to like using just the gamepad to... like using just the gamepad to control the menu or whatever. Okay, here we are. So A is to fly, okay. I was wondering what that word over there said, I couldn't like tell. Can't you like already get this by piloting this like... this bird into that? Yeah, I was just gonna say, and then back. Because I think what they want you to do is wait until you get arrows to get that. Because of the way the trail is done, and get that like those 200 rupees here. Okay, so it's still A, and I was wondering about that like afterwards. Like I was wondering like, okay, well if they're after switching that around for like the enemy weapons that you hold, because I'm pretty sure they are after they did like switch it around. If they're after switching it around for those weapons, maybe they're after switching it around for like holding bombs and throwing bombs and things like that as well. Which I must say, that is like one of the things that I really liked about Wind Waker in comparison, like as far as the control scheme is concerned, compared to like Ocarina of Time. Like the fact that, whoa, that is not what I meant to do! Like the fact that you can, the fact that whether you like hold or throw a bomb is not based on whether you're running or not. Like basically, like you have like A to throw and or to put it down. And I really like that compared to like just like in Ocarina of Time you'd have to be moving, or Majora's Mask or whatever. You'd have to be moving in order to throw the bomb instead of just setting it down. Which just, I always found, oh I have to like hold it, that's what it is, that's what I'm doing wrong. Which I always found that just a teeny bit awkward, to be honest. I really far prefer like the control scheme for like throwing and setting things down in this game, that you just have the choice of either or. But yeah, we're just making our way here to the top of like Dragon Roost Island, where the... well, I was gonna say like who lives here, but we haven't like theoretically, we haven't found that out yet, have we? I was like, geez, if that thing like blows me off of this cliff and I end up having to climb up here all over again. Well, here we go. Here's a familiar face, at least. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. I have, like, the biggest, most delicious, hottest cup of tea I've ever had, I think. Oh, it's so good. Yes, that's me. I'm pleased to see you're okay. I must say, you've travelled far for one with no wings. And your sister, is she? Don't go there, man. Just don't even talk about it. Is that so? Well, don't worry too much, I'm sure she'll hang in there. Yeah, she's a bright little thing. I've told my people here about you, and all of us Rito are very concerned. I'm certain the chieftain will befriend you and lend you the aid of our Aerie. It's settled then. I'll fly on ahead and let everyone know you're coming. Come inside. Now what I was going to say when we were climbing up there is that, like, you'd start to like wonder, okay, what's the deal with like the rocks blocking your way up here? How does anyone get up to this place? But then you remember, oh well, it's the Rito that live here, so they pretty much just fly wherever they want. It doesn't bother them to have rocks just like all getting in their way on the way up to up the mountain, so I guess that's understandable. Here we are in the Rito village. It looks like I guess it's a little bit like the Goron village is what it looks like, which you would think makes sense, but actually it doesn't. And when you know, like, that actually the Rito are descended from the Zoras, apparently.
So you are Harry, are you? Quill has told me all about you. A troubling tale indeed. I insist that you let us know if there is anything we can do to help you. We shall do everything in our power to assist you. However, in the meantime, we have a problem of our own to deal with.
Yeah, the Great Valu is like kicking up a stink up there.
As you can see, we of the Rito Tribe are profoundly connected to the sky. We make our living on the airways. We do so by the graces of the sky spirit Valu. When a Rito reaches adulthood, he or she journeys to the top of Dragon Roost to receive a scale from the Great Dragon. It is the scale that enables the Rito to grow his or her wings.
The Rito are actually such a cool introduction of a race of people in the game, in like the Zelda franchise. I just think they're such a cool idea, and just the whole idea that they have this whole kind of like Native American or like Aztec kind of thing going on. Like it's just so cool, like all of the designs, all the character designs, just the way their clothes look and everything. It's just so perfect.
As chieftain of the Rito, as leader of the Guado, my first responsibility is to solve this problem. My apologies, but I must ask you to wait until this is done.
I guess I have no choice. I guess I should be thankful.
Chieftain, what do you think of consulting Harry with regards to your son, Prince Komali?
One of my favourite characters in the game.
As you can see, Harry is a gallant young lad. I feel certain that Prince Komali would open his heart to him.
Yeah, sure, why not? Everyone opens their heart to Link because he's just a good listener, is what it is. He just sits there, you can tell him your troubles, and he'll sit there and listen all day long. And then, do you know what else he'll do? He'll go and do something about it.
My son Komali is of age to earn his wings, yet he is weak in some ways, and in the light of the current situation, he may just give up on ever getting them. What say you? Will you share some of your courage?
Yeah, of course, I've got plenty of courage. As we will see, I am the hero of wins, I guess.
I have something I wish for you to give my son. A young girl named Medley is holding it for me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm counting on you.
Komali is like one of my favorite characters in this game. He's just so like, he's so cool, and his development is so like he's such a kind of a natural, realistic character. Like he really does like feel a lot of pressure, and he just like doesn't want to have to deal with it. And he kind of resents kind of having to as well, I guess, is what it is. And he just has some growing up to do, I guess. But yeah, as I say, Dorito, a brilliant addition to the Hyrule universe. I think it's like I think the fact that they came back in Breath of the Wild and were included alongside like the big other races like the Gerudo, the Gorons, and the Zora is just testament to how well they've been integrated into the Zelda universe all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but over time. You really do have green clothes and a strange shaped hat. They like, obviously they changed that text if you're wearing the crawfish outfit. Oh, me? I'm an attendant to the Great Sky Spirit Valu. My name is Medley. Well, to tell the truth, I'm not an attendant quite yet. I'm actually still studying to be one. You're an apprentice summoner is what you are. Here, this is from the chieftain. He wants you to give this directly to Prince Komali. And then you look at a game like Skyward Sword. Sorry, maybe this LP might turn into the LP where I just rag on Skyward Sword again because I just can't get enough of that. It's like, then you think of like how forgettable the characters in Skyward Sword were in comparison. It's just like, yeah, no wonder no one's ever seen those stupid octopus people or ever again, or no one's seen like those like mole characters ever again. By the way, listen, Harry, I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you. Do you know what? Just add it to the list. All the favors I'm doing people already. One more is not going to make so much of a difference. Yeah, I'll meet you at the entrance to Dragon Roost Cavern, why not? Maybe I should start holding my stylus between my middle and ring finger again. But yeah, it's like that. Like, and I actually thought those mobile people were actually quite cool. They were funny. They were zany. They just were kind of kooky characters. But it's like they're so like they're implemented so forgettably in the game then, and the game itself is such a train wreck of design as well. It's like, of course, you're not going to really remember them in comparison to this game, which is so great and introduces cool characters like the Rito and the Koroks, and it's like, and they're worthy to be in like later games. Huh? Who are you supposed to be? Oh, I've got a letter I have to do. Okay, let's try this now. I'll try using like the stylus and just like moving it over there. So that went quite quickly. A letter from my father? Oh sure, telling me to be brave is easy enough for him. This must be how like Jaden Smith felt growing up with like a famous father like Will Smith. Though I mean, like, he and Willow are doing well for themselves. Willow's in that Wrinkle in Time movie, which is apparently terrible. I haven't seen it yet, but maybe it's just another example of those movies that I'm never going to see because I'm going to think it's awful, and then I'll end up seeing it and being like, oh, that's actually really good. Like, what's the other film that was like that? Is it Rise of the Guardians? That one, like, about, like, the Tooth Fairy and Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny and the Sandman and stuff. I remember, like, not seeing that for ages, and then I saw it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. It's just a big fat lie. It's easy to say you can do anything. See, I've got to relate with Komali because he, like, just says it like it is. He's not, like, one for all of this kind of, like, you know, I'll just accept everything you say at face value. Well, I've done my bit, chieftain. I delivered the mail. I got him to talk for a little bit. It's like, what more do you want me to do? Okay, so that's one off our laundry list of objectives and favors we've got to do. I guess the next one is that we've got to go meet Medley. Wherever we're supposed to do that. Where is that actually that we go and meet her? Because that's like the exit there. That's like an exit here as well. Where does this go? The bridge is out. Okay, well no, this is the place. This must be the place where we go. There is like this one room where I'm just gonna take some time to visit. Because it's like, it doesn't happen that often in like Zelda games where there's just like an area that has no use. If you know what I mean. Like, it happens like so rarely. Like, usually there's some sort of use for every place that you can go. But like this place up here, like this room, there's like literally nothing in here except these pots. And you can like pick them up and like throw them. But like, I remember like when I was small, like when I was younger playing this game for the first time, I spent so much time in this room because I was like, there has to be something in here. There really does have to be something, some purpose to this room, but no. There's nothing in here. All it is like a storage room for their posts, for their letters, I guess. That's all it is. Which is pretty cool. It makes the place seem a bit more real, but as I say, it's so like out of character for a Zelda game to have a room that has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. Sorry, I needed to take like another like sip of my delicious cup of tea here. Well, yeah, Dragon Roost Cavern or Dragon Roost Island isn't looking so hot. So Medley, I'm so glad you got me to come to this dump. I'm really sorry for bringing you to such a dangerous place. I had to. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't need your help desperately. You see this place? It used to be a spring here, surrounded by a beautiful pond. It was peaceful and lovely. But then the great Valuhi became so angry, and in his rage he shook the mountain and his boulder crashed down, plugging the spring. Okay, so move the boulder. Release the spring. How was Prince Komali? He's I mean, what am I supposed to say? He's a teenager. It's like that's just the way he is. It's like, don't blame him. I may be partially to blame. Komali's grandmother was the great Valu's former attendant. She was an amazing woman, and I was honored to have her as my teacher. Kind and brave and unsurpassed. I'm not yet worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as her. Jeez, it's like Yuna and Lord High Summoner Braska all over again. Like seriously, you can't like guilt trip yourself over something like that. It's like someone else was really good, so obviously it's my fault that they were good. It's like you can't like hold yourself to that standard. If I could get some wind under my wings, I'm sure I could get up there. So, will you help me? Yeah, marry me, Linky. Pick me up. It's like, lift me. So we're going to get into dirty dancing territory here. It's not bad enough that like Patrick Swayze is in Final Fantasy X. We have Patrick Swayze stuff here now as well. Okay, don't worry, I'll pick you up. I'm picking up chicks, that's what I'm doing, how ridiculous. So yeah, we basically just got to wait for like the wind to be blowing towards there. So at the moment it's blowing to the right from the left. And now it's blowing to the left from the right. We've got to wait till the wind is at our back, and then... Okay, that should do it. There we go. Well, it was nice seeing you, Medley. Have fun in Dragon Roost Cavern. I may just be an apprentice attendant, but I can understand some of the Great Value's language. Not exactly bursting with confidence, but... Look, if anything happens to me, please look after Prince Komali. This is all I have to give you. I know it's not much, but please take it. Okay, so now we're pretty much forced to help her. It's like if something happens to her, we've got that hanging over our head that we've got to look after Prince Komali for the rest of our life. It's like, no way, Jose. It's like, I'll go in there and help you. Good luck to both of us. Oh, she's actually such a sweetheart. Okay, now, wait a second, I'm still like, have that... How do I do this now? Why? Okay. One of the things I'm really going to have to get used to is like what way I do my items, that kind of way. Like, do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to even collect the water. Like, the way a lot of the time, like, actually I'd almost prefer to have that on ore. Like, a lot of the time, I'm getting used to it at least. Like, do you know what, like, these Zelda games, like, you get used to having certain items assigned to certain buttons. Like, I know for a fact, like, when I, like, play it on the Wind Waker, or on the GameCube, it's like, Z is always arrows, Z is always the Wind Waker, Z is always the grappling hook, do you know? And that's just the way it is. And then, like, Y is always the boomerang, and X is always the sail. What? That bounced off the top of it! What a jip. Do you know? And like Y is always the boomerang. It keeps bouncing off of it, and it's like exploding like right above it. It's like, what a jip. Okay, not this time. There we go, jeez. It's like, what a spell of rotten luck. So yeah, I'm gonna have to like rethink my like button assignments, particularly because of the fact that I'm not actually the biggest fan of the R and L buttons on the Wii U gamepad, if you know what I mean. Like, that's one of the things about the Wii U gamepad as a controller that I find a little bit irksome, is like R and L, because I just find they're like out of the way. Like, I don't find it particularly like comfortable to like tilt your index fingers up to use like the, because I don't know, maybe I'm just using the controller in the wrong way. Do you know what? That could be true as well. Do you know, like, for all I know, you're supposed to have your middle fingers on like the Z or and ZL, and then like your index fingers on L and R. But you know what? I just like can't wrap my head around that. So then, because I use like my index fingers for like the thought that was gonna like blow me off into the lava. Because I use my index fingers for like the trigger buttons, for like ZL and ZR, it's like then when I have to use L and R, it's really kind of like irksome because you have to like tilt your index fingers up in a way they're not naturally supposed to go. So because of that, because of the fact that like R is somewhat uncomfortable to reach. I think I'm going to end up putting like items like bottles and things like that, or the telescope, things like that you don't need to access quickly on ore, and then I think I'm going to reserve X and Y for the things that I want to access in a pinch, like your boomerang or your arrows or your grappling hook or whatever. But what am I doing getting started on the temple? We're going to do that in the next video. So thanks a million for watching this part of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. At the moment, it's not even technically a 3-heart run, because I'm like, well, you're probably going to have 3 hearts at this point anyway, so don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, see you next time. Bye now.